is it a cliche to say passion is something that that drives you, or is it a little more? Is it there a better descriptor than passion for an entrepreneur to say that that's what drives them?
I think, for me, I don't think it's not passion.
No.
It's just something more.
Yeah.
You know,
something beyond.
It's just
horizon.
Everyone's designed for something,
Right.
right? Whether it's to work in a factory and stamp spoons all day. I met a guy once that did that.
Right.
It was amazing. He loved it. He had 3 fingers.
But that's
total.
what he did.
Like, they designed these machines because he stamped his fingers off, and he couldn't have loved it anymore,
But he
even
loved it.
30 years later. So he was designed for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's his role, and he loved it, and he was great at it. Well, sort of great at it, I guess. 3 fingers, he might not have been that good.
So is the key to align yourself with a love for something that you just can't not do?
I think so. And
That's sort of hitting the lottery in life, is understanding somehow within you what you love based on the experiences and things you've done in your life, so that you can get to that point to say, I'm going to jump off this cliff because
I have to.
the love is going to bring me through.
If I don't jump off this cliff, what is going to happen? Like, what am I going to pursue? What is how am I going to meet my goals? You know, and what does that mean for me personally? So yeah, I mean, that's very philosophical, but hey, man, that's.
But it's good. Well, you know, I mean, because the message to a lot of people is do what you love, do the work you love, but truly you need to somehow figure that out in your own head.
I had a great mentor also that I do a lot of hiking, climb mountains and things like that. And I was doing those as vacations.
Right.
Well, it's like running a marathon climbing these mountains, you know. And she said, you figure out what you do as a hobby and what you do. Like, why are you doing these certain things? Because a vacation is like go to a spa and have somebody pamper you and sit next to the beach and read a book, or there's different ways of like exerting yourself over 26 miles going hiking up a mountain is not a vacation. No. So it was just about clarity about what's what. Yeah. And the purpose, I mean, what you come back to is like passion and purpose. Yeah. Purpose is really important though, Yeah. I think.
Is curiosity important? I mean, understanding the world and
or not understanding.
Or trying to understand the world, right?
Not understanding.
And the complexity of the world.
You don't have to understand everything. You know, acting on intuition is for me more important to my drive than trying to contemplate or understand the world around me. You know, it's like, well, I don't really need to figure out how outer space works, but I know it's out there. You know? We're getting way off topic.
We tend to get way off topic. Was there a moment when you realized you did it? No. Is it still, you have not hit that moment yet?
There's
are there any moments where you sit to yourself as an entrepreneur and you walk in and you review what you've done and you sort of self-evaluate what you've done so far and say, well, you know, I think I've sort of accomplished something to this point?
I believe that it's crucial to set goals and achievable goals.
Right, because no one else is going to set those for you. But
and it also allows you to continue to maintain momentum over time. Right. So if you set this huge goal a year out, it's going to get overwhelming 2 weeks in. And you're going to go and change your goal.
I can't do that.
Keep the goal, but set these milestones in between so that you continue to feel like you're moving forward.
Good.
That's one way to really accelerate speed of your goals, right?
Yeah.
Because it can get crazy out there.
Well, if you don't make goals, you just get lost in the work.
But to answer your question, I mean, do you get to a point of achievement? You can feel like I've achieved. I have a journal every night. I write that day an achievement that happened. Wow. So that I go to bed thinking positively about that.
And does that become the fuel that drives you and continues?
It's just a little tool, a little device to keep
you going.
Continually positive momentum flowing, right? Yeah. It could be the smallest little thing, like I don't know, I shook hands with this awesome person and they were, it's usually more than that, but you know what I mean? It could be anything, but that's the point, is to continue that. And
it's interesting about you though. I mean, I know you pretty well now. I think the aspiration with you also is to make a dent in the universe a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean...
so how does that sort of align with all the stuff you're doing? Do you always sort of look at the value of what you're doing as an entrepreneur and say, I'm not just doing this for commerce. I'm not just doing this just to be successful as much as I want to do something in the world.
Yeah, and yes and no. I mean, I don't have my intention is not to like change the world, right? It's to do whatever I'm called to do,
right,
and lead by example and be positive. And you know, I believe that those kind of attitudes, for anyone who has that attitude, leads to a major shift in in an industry, in a community, in whatever that might be. So you know, it's not my goal or my intention to change.
If it's a byproduct
world.
Of something that you do, it's great.
Absolutely.
If it becomes, you know, some sort of side.
Right. I mean, it's like, we got to change this and change that. That's pushing. That's like trying too hard.
Good.
You know, be yourself, do what you do, and do it in a nice way that's morally sound, and chances are you'll be happy. I can tell you that, you know.